Coming from a new country, it's not easy. You have so much on your plate. You have, especially coming from like an ethnic household where you have the expectations. Being the older sibling, you have the expectations from your parents.
Maybe Asian cultures like slapping me back right here. Like, oh, what do you do?
Yeah.
Like, I'm so used to that,
No, yeah.
the culture.
Hello everybody, I'm Ayaan. We are here at Voice of Aroha with Rata and Hanna. How are you guys feeling today?
Excited.
Ooh, I'm so happy. I keep forgetting, but it's your first team talk, Ayaan. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so nice to be chatting to you guys today. Really, really, really good. How about you? How are you feeling?
I am actually so excited. It is my first team talk and I am just looking forward to talking to you guys. Yeah.
Me too. This is my first team talk as
This is
well.
also your first. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
No.
No
Is
way. Is it
Yeah.
actually?
This is my first team talk.
Oh, wow.
I thought we've done one already. No, because you've done your first interview, but you haven't done your first team. You're right.
Yeah.
That's what an exciting day. I'm like
Yeah.
those season pros. I'm just like, I would never believe that because you guys are so
Yeah.
awesome. That's so
Aw.
cool. Oh my gosh, congratulations, both of you. That's so cool.
thank you.
Yeah. First up, who's thinking what? We were chatting about a few things before we hit record. One of those things was all the different places that we're from. Some
Yes.
other things were
Yeah. I said the different works of
Yeah.
life
Yeah.
or maybe flatting.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you guys keen on chatting about? Anything specific?
I just thought of like talking about mental resilience. Because I feel like, I don't know, right now I'm 22 years old, but I feel like I also like have gone through a fair share of hardships.
Right.
And especially when I first came here, when I have to do everything by myself. And that touched me a lot.
Also, as quite a young person as well, like learning all these huge adult
Yeah.
things. That,
Exactly.
Exactly. And then I have to handle like, especially all the documents things. And I have to like literally, when I first came here, thing is like, how do I like have mobile connection to just call somebody? And how about flatting, accommodation?
Right.
Where do I live? Where do I stay?
No, yeah.
And how do I make friends? Honestly, like, I have never, like, it's so interesting because I have never like paid attention to like how to make friends one-on-one kind of thing. I'm like, I'm here like, oh, there's a lot of new people here, and
No,
I'm
yeah,
just
yeah.
me. And
Yeah.
my old social circle is like back in Vietnam, in my home country, and now I have to build a whole new social circle. I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
so lost and confused.
No.
So yeah.
Definitely, I can totally relate to you on that. Coming from a new country, it's not easy. You have so much on your plate. You have, especially coming from like an ethnic household where you have the expectations. Being the older sibling, you have the expectations from your parents, from your wider family, whānau, and then you really try to blend in and fit into the society as well. So yes, definitely. There's so many challenges, but it is all about being resilient mentally. So yeah, that's where I come from. What do you think, Rata?
I definitely relate with those, and I was thinking, I guess just things in life in general, but it's funny, it's like, those are like, it's probably some of the most important things in your entire life, but like no one ever like teaches you that at school or prepares you for these things. It's just kind of things you almost learn through experience and through that independence of having to deal with it on your own, like when things are hard and when things are tricky. And it's hard because it's like the most uncomfortable things you kind of ever go through, and the biggest challenges are actually what make you grow the most and kind of,
Yeah, I totally agree. Because I feel like I just finished high school back then, and I was so good at following directions,
Yep.
following everything that the teachers told me to do.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm here like, no direction, no
Yep.
guidelines,
Yep.
no textbooks, nothing for me to follow.
Yeah.
I'm like, what should I do? What do I do now?
Exactly.
And I was like, oh, I need to rely on myself and then learn from experiences. And talk about blending in just now. It's so interesting because when I thought like it's really brought me back to like it was that teenage period where I was just like started to grow up, and then you kind of like need to learn the social cues or any other little things when you socialize. You have to like, oh, this is what you should behave. Like
Yeah.
you should behave in a way so that you
Certain
could
way,
like
yes.
blend and you could like integrate into a new community, a new social circle.
Yes.
And I try to apply that in here, and I realize it's not the case here because here, in Aotearoa, New Zealand, like individuality is so well respected. Like you are free to be yourself.
Right.
And you don't need to like behave in that way. You have to dress in that way.
Yes.
Or like say in a way so that you are accepted. It's not the case here. So I find that really interesting because maybe Asian cultures kind of like slapping me back right here. Like, oh, what do you do?
Yeah.
Like, I'm so used to that,
No, yeah.
culture. And here's like another different thing. I'm like, yeah, there's no kind of like it's like no like hidden expectations
Right.
somewhere
Yeah.
that you need to find out along the way if you wanna. Yeah.
It's like the social norms are like far less strict, like especially in Wellington. Like Wellington's crazy. Like people dress whatever they want. You know, like it's absolutely nuts. Like it's so you see people just like doing random dances on the street, or even like I once I saw
Yeah, it's so random. Like when the first time when I got on Cuba Street and I saw the bucket thousand thing, I was like, oh, that must have some like deep meaning.
That is so real.
So
like,
funny.
There should be something
deeply significant.
Exactly. Because that's what we are actually taught to learn from the start, right? Like that certain things actually have a meaning. That's why they are being done, you know? But that's really really true, and I really relate to you on that.
No, it's true. And then when I talk to my friend, I'm like, no, it's just a bucket fountain. It's a bucket
Why not?
fountain.
Why
Like,
not?
It is what it is. Yeah, I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh, that's so funny.
But that's really resonate with me. It means that people should accept as who you are. And you don't need to be like follow someone else.
No, yes.
Or try to fit in the mold made by someone else. So
Yes, it did definitely take me a bit of time to actually fit into the system here when I first moved to New Zealand, because I moved to New Zealand at the age of 15. I'm 18 now. It was definitely quite different to what I actually experienced as a child. The people, the society, the way we actually live in, the food, the culture, the language, everything. So yes, it is quite challenging, but then you also have to be really strong to be able to handle the pressures, the new community that you're actually living in. You should learn how to adapt. And I agree with you that it is quite, it's not as conservative as our home countries. New Zealand is quite a liberal country. You get to do whatever you'd like to, and you have your own choices. And I totally agree with you on that. And I think as the citizens of this country or the residents of this country, we should be able to actually participate freely, have the voice to actually express ourselves without having to think about the stereotypes or thinking about that people are judging us or anything like that. So yes, it is really important, and I feel like I love New Zealand. I just love New Zealand. I just love the people. It did take me to some time, but I just love New Zealand now. Yeah, and I just love the people here. Definitely. Fitting in, a challenge, but mentally, if you're mentally strong, mentally resilient, then it is really easy. And yeah, what do you think, Rata? Because we've talked about how we try to fit in from a new country, into a new country, from our home country. You being yourself, living in this country from when you were a child, what is your experience?
Well, I think probably similar things like, and probably similar experience but toned down when I moved cities, because it's kind of that thing of your new comfort zone, all those things, especially me starting university, all those things. But I was actually just thinking about traveling as well, and about it's maybe where I can more relate in some ways. About I was really lucky to get to go on a university field trip overseas, and then stayed overseas for a few months and traveled to quite a few different countries, and it's that really funny thing of which I'm sure you guys can relate with, of being in a place where everything is unfamiliar, everything is new, you're struggling with the language, and just that kind of that constant extra mental work that you have to do of like, translating things and making sure that you're on the right side of the road and trying to figure out how to use the like local public transport systems and all
constant panic.
The constant panic that something you've forgotten something or or your things being stolen or whatever it is. But I was also thinking about, like, and so that's, I think for people who, like, say people who've grown up in New Zealand, that's probably one of the main experiences, one of those main learning ones where you get to really know who you are and how you face those situations of pressure, and also it can be a really great bonding experience. And so it's a really great bonding experience for me and my university friends who I went on the trip with, and then I also travelled around with another friend, and it was really fun because it's also, like, I guess a similar experience to flatting in some ways. The friend who I travelled with, I'd been a flatmate with her, so we'd seen each other sleep deprived, cranky. You know, she was already used to what I was like at 4 a.m. with 3 hours of sleep and things like that, which was good. But it's kind of also those situations where having that mental resilience is really important because like I remember we had some trains cancelled, some flights cancelled, and there was this kind of disaster situation. And how do you get through it in those times? And how do you respect one another, but also knowing yourself? And I think it really taught me a lot. And one thing I took away from that travel actually was I remember it was such a funny story. I remember trying to order, wherever I went across the world, I tried to order, like, at the start in New Zealand I was drinking soy mochachinos.
Oh, wow.
And then very quickly upon arriving in Greece I realised that was not going to be an option. So I was like, all right, we'll try and go for either a mochaccino or something with soy milk. I'd like one of the two. Pick my poison. And then by the time I travelled to all these different countries where I realised the idea of a mocha wasn't common. Like most people, like in lots of places, they've never heard of the idea of a mocha, like coffee and hot chocolate together. And like just asking for a mocha in various places, and people like saying this is coffee and chocolate together, and people are like, why would you do that? What sort of monster are you doing that to coffee? Why would you do that?
Yeah.
And so just people give me this like the weird, the most horrible look, and I'm like, and back where I come from, it's normal. Trust me. It's like it's not that weird. Give it a go. Kind of thing. But that really taught me that everything is weird somewhere. Everything is everything's unusual, and there's some place where people will really get what you do or what you like, and so you may as well just do what you like, what actually works for you, because it can happen, and the world's a really good place. And if it does work for you, why not? Versus if you're trying to always follow the norms, it's like those norms are only for a set place and time, and they're not universal. These whatever these expectations are that you feel like you need to adhere to or belong to, that's not the entire world. And you can find your niche or your place, even if it's just in yourself, of knowing you belong as you are, where you are. And that was one thing I took away from it. But I guess it's more of that kind of mental resilience of just kind of trusting yourself, and whether you go through life in Wellington or overseas or wherever, of being able to have that ability to kind of trust yourself and who you are and what you're doing. And I feel like that's probably the resilience I'm still learning, and it's a lifelong thing. But what about you guys? What do you think?
That is so beautifully put together.
Thanks, Anna.
That really sums up what you probably would have gone through that and I have. Definitely things will be weird everywhere, right? You move to a new country, things will be even more weird, right? And as a teenager, as
hard times that
yes,
they are.
exactly. As a teenager, as a person continuing a high school education in another country, you are adapted. You're used to so many other things, right? The norms are so different. But then a country like New Zealand, you get to meet new people. Love that. But then you also get to spend time with all these new people. All of a sudden, everything is just so sudden. Everything occurs so suddenly, and you're like in this place where you are not aware of how things actually work. You do not know what the norms are. You do not know what the people like, what they actually talk about, what they eat, how they actually speak, the slangs that they use, and you're just so confused, right? You constantly try you constantly try to figure out things. You constantly try to actually make sure that you do not do the wrong things, right? So that people judge you, right?
Or
and
you
also,
accidentally offend someone or something like that. You get in
and
trouble
also,
that you weren't meaning to.
Exactly, yes, because those things are actually normal to us back in our country. But there are certain things which may not be normal in this country, in a new country, right? So you're always really cautious about things. Yeah. Is there something that you've experienced, Hannah?
Yeah, I kind of like having a lot of flashbacks right now. Hearing you say that.
The trauma part of the conversation, yeah.
A lot of things like on my mind already. No, but I kind of feel you in the matter of like you are so wide in a way, and then you have to rewire everything, like rewire your brain works, and then you have to learn like new things, and then at first you would be expecting a lot of yourself to like you have to adjust quickly, you have to adapt quickly, you have to do that and that like you have to be excellent. And I used to be really harsh on myself, like in a way that no, like you have to be quick, you have to be smart, you have to be like you have to achieve these things within this time frame, a lot of things like that. And then I didn't realize it was so it created like a toxic trait of myself to be too like hyper independent, but not in a healthy way. Like you don't get to learn how to ask for help. And then when I come here, I'm like, that's just me, and I'm not like I didn't like grow up here or anything. So I'm like, what do? You need to learn how to ask for help. You have to like learn how to form a proper relationship and keep it and maintain that relationship, how to nurture it.
Yeah.
A lot of things, a lot of work to put in.
Yeah.
And then I also realized along the way that I really suck at communication skill. I was so
let's go lifelong skill.
I was so confident. Like I'm not like maybe I'm kind of like introvert. I do not talk much at first, but I swear I would talk a lot if you get to know me, or like you talk to me in like for 5 minutes full on, and then I'm a different person. Yeah. And then I was like, oh, okay. And then I kind of like realized that I have so many things that I want to work on from then, and have to be less harsh on myself.
Oh, I can so relate to this.
Yeah. Like you can relax, chill out a bit. A lot of like I don't know, a lot of foreigners said that like Kiwis are chilled. Like I don't think it's like a stereotype or any bad assumptions about it. It's just like the pace of life here is like
slow,
take your time, you get there eventually. No need to like rush.
Yeah, which is a really good thing.
Yeah, you don't need to like literally like throw yourself in somewhere and then try to survive out of it. You don't have to be like that. You don't need to like create a situation for yourself like that. And you can think differently. Sometimes have like you be overthinking a lot. It's not a good way as well, because you don't get to see. You don't get to see the bigger picture, and you can't like just live in your small world. So you need to open up, talk to other people, and you're like, my problem's so small. I can handle things in a different way, or borrow your energy into that matter, or borrow your energy into this issue. You don't need to have like a really big social groups, but at least be a friend with different people. So as I just talked about, like you don't need to have like have to really big social group, a social circle. You don't have to like 100 friends on Instagram, 1,000 friends on Facebook or anything. But have to make real connections. Be a friend with someone that have complete different backgrounds from you, who have so distinct life experiences from you, and then you're actually like traveling in real time into that city, into another like countries, and like, oh, that's how they think. That's what I think. That's how I work. That's how they work. And like, and you have to, we are human. We will definitely do a lot of comparisons, but take it in a healthy, in a positive way. And then I guess this is how intercultural community is about, I guess. So, yeah, I don't know. I've been fascinated about like how system work and structure works, and I try to like make a little small guideline for myself whenever I come here, or like to that place, or like even like university, like at work, how do they operate kind of thing.
Yes.
It's just how I think. I'm like, yeah, it's not like I try to try to turn into everything into the system. It's just my way of understanding. It's just my way of making sense of everything. So I'm like, oh yeah.
I love that you touched on like so many of the key things of like the challenges with I mean, I guess kind of life in general as well, but like some of those roadblocks to mental resilience, but then also so many ways of like how you overcome, how you get through the challenges of life, like through those friendships, as you say, of like growing your own awareness, your own capacity, your own like inner reflection and self-reflection, as well as your kind of your mindsets and your that kind of reality check that you set on your problems of being like, oh, actually now I talk to other people, or I see these other things, and actually my problem looks kind of small compared to the other things that people are worrying about, and just kind of giving you that calmness and I guess acknowledging how different we all are and kind of taking that in the positive way and be like, no, we're all different, so let's enjoy that and appreciate that and experience that without letting that like force us into fear or terror. But yeah, gosh, those are amazing tips. Thanks, thanks, Hannah. Have you got any key tips that come to mind for kind of from your journey of mental resilience?
Yeah, definitely. As you mentioned about asking for help, right? In a new place, it's definitely not easy, to turn up to anybody and go and ask for help, right? You're from a new place, and especially if you have like a really reserved personality, right? I used to be an introvert, right? I've been an introvert for 15 odd years of my life. Coming into New Zealand, I thought that I never thought that I would actually change my personality, right? I had to, in order to blend in order to be known as one of the people here, but of course with a different background. But like in order to know like the different people, make connections, I actually had to change my personality. I had to become an extrovert, right? I had to start having that energy in me where I could actually have the ability, the confidence to actually go and talk to other people, approach other people. And that took a long time. Definitely, it wasn't an easy journey. It took me months, almost a year, to actually adapt into the system, be more outspoken, build that confidence to actually be able to have conversations with other people. So I think that is something that that most people are actually that most people from other countries are actually intertwined to doing. And yes, it definitely takes a lot of mental courage, because stepping out of your comfort zone, putting yourself out there is not easy, right? It is a big challenge, and of course you need to have a really strong mindset to be able to overcome that. And my tips for youth who actually come to this new place, new country, who are actually trying to fit in to the system, is to be yourself. Put yourself out there, right? Meet new people, make those connections, and just try to be yourself wherever you go. Yeah, I think, and have meaningful conversations like this one, right? We're having such an amazing conversation. It really brings out the inner personalities of ourselves, and we are actually able to connect with other people. So I think that is really important. Yeah.
Gosh.
It's fascinating hearing your coming-of-age character development.
Definitely.
It's just like we're all different ages, but my gosh, the wisdom in this room is Gosh, that's so beautiful. Gosh, that's awesome. I think completely tautoko everything you said, Ayaan. That's awesome. And yet I feel like it's such it's actually a learnt skill, asking for help. It's not something you don't just come out of the womb. Well, I mean, I guess in some ways you do come out of the womb crying for attention.
Yeah.
But then you're kind of conditioned through school and through life and through other things into and there's certain ways you should ask for help, or only ask for help when, or only ask for help if, and all those things kind of stay with us. So kind of gaining that courage, as you said, is kind of those key things required. And I'm just going to shout out for, I don't know if you listen, but shout out to my English teacher, Mrs. Schaefer, who taught me, probably, I mean, it was through our film study in year 13, but one of the key points of one of our movies we're studying was you have to become uncomfortable with discomfort in order to grow. And that's what we learned then, and it's just like every year of my life that never stops being applicable. It's kind of always true. And exactly as you said, I think those beautiful words of like being yourself and but still putting yourself out there. And I guess also that skill of like the more you do be there and put yourself out the way that you have, and you're like you've just become this really, really extroverted person, the more it kind of becomes easier for you to do things scared, I guess, because I mean, I feel like all of us have fears. None of us are fearless robots who can do anything. We've got, and for good reason, we experience pain and things like that. We've also all proven ourselves, like surprised ourselves with things we've done, and I feel like all of us probably to a certain extent as well, even being in this room, even doing this, like these kind of recordings, it's like I certainly never expected that I would be doing this. And same I think most people who are sitting in these seats feel that way.
Yes.
But the more you do things scared, the more you get the courage to keep doing things that scare you, and then over time, slowly they become less scary, and that's kind of how you break those boundaries and just kind of become more comfortable to be you, whoever that is, in whatever circumstances life takes you to.
Yeah.
I feel this deeply. I still it made me remember back when I first do the co-hosting for an interview here in Voice of Her. Like, I was so hesitant to do that for a long time, but yeah.
I was so proud.
Bravo for
so
all
proud,
the encouragement from you guys here. And then I finally mustered enough courage to just do the thing, and then I realized I kind of like have a lot of self-reflection after that, and I was like, if you really want to grow, if you want to be a person at like I would say like at a higher level, if you want to become someone that you are capable of doing that thing or those things that you always dreamt that you have always dreamt of doing, then you need to like be more brave, and you need to try to push out the comfort zone. Like you don't need to be like 100% excellent right from the start. Like how to do. You can fail in any ways that you want, but you just need to take action, and then you refuse the old version of yourself. Like that version is the version that you was not capable of doing the thing that you wanted, and now you have choice, and you chose to do things differently this time. So even if you're scared, please take action, do something, even if you're scared. Like your mind is telling lies.
Yes.
Your mind is fooling you.
Yes.
Don't fall for it.
Yes. I love those words. The way you actually described. Also about you mentioned about failing, right? Failing, it's a normal part of life, and that is life. It's not the end of the world. But the main thing is that you actually learn from those failures, right? You learn from those failures, take those lessons, and make sure that you actually implement it for the success that you've actually dreamt of. Yeah, that was absolutely beautiful. Yeah.
Both of you guys, as I say, the wisdom. I'm like, and even also just to go back to you doing a first podcast, like on those things, like at the end of the day, no one can make you do those things that you're afraid of. At the end of the day, it's like it's only you, and like you had the courage to do this. Like you took that opportunity, you applied to Voice of Aroha, and you said, I'm gonna push myself even though I am scared, and you put yourself in that position again and again, and you did it, and you did it scared, and that's amazing, and that is that beautiful growth and excitement. So go you, Hannah. That's so cool. Yeah.
I was so proud of myself that night. I was like, I should have done this, like ages before.
It always feels like that as soon as you've done it. It's like,
But it was such an amazing experience. Honestly, it's completely changed my personal perspective afterwards. But I think like a new skill that I learned when coming from here is to do a lot of self-reflection. That I have done that like unknowingly, like back when I was like still a teenager, but then it was so like it was not like fully developed. I didn't even notice that I was doing like the self-reflection. But when I came here, when I was like so many things, so many chaos, so many uncertainties, and you're like, and at the end of the day, you literally have to sit with yourself like, what have you done today?
Right.
What did you do? Like, and you kind of like have this of a bit of reserved side in yourself that come out. Like, I mean, you could be really extrovert, but then when you are faced with challenges, it's kind of like your inner self kind of like came out, like how you deal with
Yes.
things.
Yes.
Like, do you like bravely take that? You're like lean into the challenge, or you kind of scared. You're like you back up, like oh my god, I'm scared. I'm scared to talk to people. I'm scared of rejection. I'm scared of like doing some embarrassing thing in front of others, kind of thing. You kind of like, and I was like, do I need to? At one point, I was like, do I need to go to therapy or some sort of thing? I feel like I was coming back to the secondary school when I was like having that character development, and like, my God, I never felt this way in my whole life, and it's just like all of my insecurities just kind of like just coming out really fast, and I was like, this is who I am when I'm faced with new situations, with uncertainties, when I have to do some risky things, when I don't know anything better. Even if as people around me, they also don't have the answer for me as well. Like, what do I do? So I feel like if you want to like redo yourself, like have a different version of yourself,
Yes.
and truly have like erasing some of the generational trauma or any of like old habits or like past behavior that you're so wide and you're so get used to all of them. You have to literally like choose to do things differently this time. Yeah.
Love that.
That's what I think.
That's really amazing. Do you have anything to add on, Rata?
I definitely agree with that. Just everything, everything. Yeah. Gosh, what are my thoughts coming from that? I think you spoke so beautifully about like choosing that change, and I guess the thing that just keeps coming out for me is no one's going to make those decisions for you. Like you're living the life you have, and we all have different opportunities, we all have different privileges and challenges as well. But at the end of the day, the life that you want, that you would love to live, is waiting for you, but you have to make that. You have to choose that, because no one's going to do that for you. And I feel like, I know, even like, I certainly know I do this, where it's like you kind of can slip into habits and routines, and it could be your parents, it could be yours, it could be ideas you have about how the world should be or how your life should be, but you don't really question those and go, what am I choosing? And I guess also another thing, like I had probably many phases of my life where I was very hesitant about making decisions. I was really, really, really indecisive. And one thing I've realized since then is like delaying a decision or not making a decision is still a decision. Like you're still choosing to not make a decision. And at the end of the day, making mistakes is not that bad.
No.
And as you said very, very beautifully, Ayaan, and it's just like, that is the process of life, is the constant growth, that constant revision, that like butterfly change that you were kind of talking about, Hannah, in terms of pushing yourself and becoming who you want to be. And it's an exciting adventure. And also the longer you live, the more we kind of learn, I feel like, about each other and about ourselves. We forgive each other. It's like, oh, you weren't perfect? Well, I know I wasn't perfect.
Yes.
So we all get over it really quickly, and we just kind of embrace and accept people as they are and get more excited about people growing and learning more about who they are and pushing themselves.
Yeah.
So yeah,
It's so
definitely
eye-opening, because I also like have this original thought, like when I kind of like traveled out of my hometown, out of my country, that I could find who I am, but instead I realized that who you are is what you wait, how do I phrase this? Who you are is who you choose to become.
Yep.
Love that. That's
You-
so
you-
powerful.
You do not
Yes.
find out who you are.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You are a collection of all of your past mistakes, routines, behaviors, thinking, friends and family,
Yep.
and your personality. But your personality is what you can actually kind of like craft it in a way that you want.
It's like
Yeah.
Ayaan did with growing as
Yeah,
extroversion.
I feel like if you keep thinking that you are an introvert, you are not
Yeah.
capable of doing small
No,
talk,
yeah.
you kind of just stuck
Yeah.
there. Yeah, and you try to blame it something that you can't change, which is personality.
Right.
You are thinking that personality is not something that I can choose, something that chooses me, and I couldn't blame it. I couldn't like do any different because I'm introvert. I couldn't do it. But it's kind of like blaming.
Yes.
Yeah. So have to face with yourself a lot, and that takes a lot of encouragement and braveness. And because I feel like I don't know, if you want to become a young adult, like really a reliable young adult, then you have to take responsibility, learn how to take accountability, and stop blaming. I know it's hard. I've been there. I blame a lot. A lot of things. When I feel bad, I blame it because it's raining outside. It's not. It's not. So I feel like you have to create like a really rich internal space for yourself, but you do not, you don't need to become closed off towards the world, but you have to be independent in your own space. And then when you are fully reliable, you are fully as a person, as someone that who can take care of yourself, then try to reframe all of your thinking towards like how you are treating your families, how you're treating with your friends, what are your passion, in work, in volunteering, in anything else, love, relationships, I don't know. Like you have to, but you have to like work on yourself first before you want to work on someone else, or any other things, any aspect of your life. And like just recently I realized I have this really bad habit of like just kind of like try to like shut everyone out outside. I feel like I have this bad habit of just being on my own and try to like scare people off when I feel bad, when I have something going on with my life, even if it's like small or big issue, it doesn't matter. But I have this really toxic trait of just kind of like not wanting to share with others people, just want to keep it to myself. And then it's not like I don't trust my family or my friends. It's just really bad habits because I got so used to of being independent. I have to solve this problem on myself so that I can prove to myself that I am capable, that I can handle things. But it's not the case. I mean, if I can do that successfully, then I don't think humans can evolve to this day, honestly.
Yes.
Like you would be dead right from the start if I'm like a giant, I don't know, like what's the big animal in the past, like before it go extinct? Dinosaurs? Yeah. You could be dead by then if you don't have a tribe to kind of like signal that, hey, there's a big dinosaurs over there that coming out ways.
That's a good point.
Evolution, you're like, oh shit, it's just you. So I kind of like, and I share with my best friend, and then like I know I have this really bad behavior pattern where when I'm like this, when I don't feel like it kind of thing. And she's so supportive. So like, yeah, it's okay. My family is like, yeah, let's call each other more often. Like you can call me or I can call you, or you can just kind of text me kind of thing. I know. Like my parents are super happy, and sometimes I don't really notice, like because I'm really a sensitive child. It's something I kind of like think a lot on my own. When I share with my mom, who is extremely extrovert, she would be like, she would have a lot of wisdoms, and I was like, oh, my mom is right, almost very right as she is. And then I realized that sometimes I don't really like get to know my mom or my dad more, just because they are parents and they're just there, they just stand there as my parents, and I don't really get to know them. And now I kind of like, I grow older and know better, and I'm like, so what kind of person my mom is like, or my dad is like, or my younger brother as well. So like, I feel like this year is like just reconnecting with everyone that is important in my life, honestly. Like, I know it's a year that the economy doing bad, the job market and everything. But I feel like this year is like literally looking back at my origin, even though I'm really here. I'm not, I'm not back in my home country yet. But there's a lot.
That's so beautiful.
I really liked how you acknowledged the bad habits that you think are bad. I really liked how you acknowledge them, and that is all part and process of the growth, right?
Good
You
point.
actually learn from those mistakes that you've already made, right? And knowing and being aware of those mistakes, those bad habits, actually makes sure that you work on them, right? Because now, as you mentioned, that you never really had the chance to get to know your parents as well, right? But now, as you're getting older, you've recognized that, and you're trying to actually getting to know your parents, right, better. So I think that is really important. Making mistakes and not recognizing them, not acknowledging them, that's another mistake that you've made, right? That is basically something that is not part of the growth that you probably have planned, the future that you've dreamt of a person that you actually want to become, right? A better person. But then actually acknowledging them and making sure that you work towards them, that is all what you need, right? The awareness, the assurance that you're going to do better is all you need. Yes.
Oh my gosh, I think we've over time, but this was such a good team talk. You guys have such incredible wisdom. I know who I'm asking for like life advice from. Like, thank you guys so much. This is epic, and congratulations for your first team talk. My gosh, woo, we did
finally.
it. Thank you guys so much. Everyone, I hope you appreciated some of the wisdom from this, and if you've got like wisdom that you want to share, definitely share that in the comments. And thank you so much for listening. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. Hope you guys have too.
It was amazing.
me
Thank you
too.
so much.
Thank you, everyone. Ka kite.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.